really love cake, you can't live on it. So we must start to learn some savoury items. So I thought we could start on pastry, puff pastry. I use shop bought puff pastry a lot, and it's so easy. And my family's favourite recipe is homemade sausage rolls. So I thought I'd do a video to show you how to make homemade sausage rolls. And in these homemade sausage rolls, there's something called Dijon mustard. And you're going to say to me, Mrs. Walker, I don't like mustard, but you can't taste it. Do you know how cooking is a little bit like science? And you need to add different ingredients to make the flavours of other things come out. So the mustard really helps to bind the sausage rolls together and bring out the sweetness of the sausage. So please try it. Just have a go, and if you don't like it, there'll be more for your family, but it's really, really tasty. And the other thing we're going to make using puff pastry sheets are puff pastry parcels or puff pastry tart. Again, so easy to make. Just buy the shop bought puff pastry. Why wouldn't you? Why would you spend so much time making it yourself when you can just buy it in a box there ready to use, and it's on its own greaseproof paper sheet too? It's a win-win. So we use that a lot too. So we're going to make sausage rolls and puff pastry parcels and a puff pastry tart. Looking forward to seeing you all soon. Bacon in my pastry parcels, but you can't put it on raw because it won't cook properly in the time that you're cooking the pastry, so you must cook it first. So I often buy these small packets of cut up bits of bacon. This is called smoked pancetta. That's like just a different variety of bacon. Or you can have bacon rashers, which you can cook and then cut up, but I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to cut the packet. Use my trusty scissors, my kitchen scissors that I only use in the kitchen. Open it up. I've got an oven-proof dish, and I've put some tin foil in the bottom. That just saves on washing up later. There we go. Put it on the tin foil. Now I'm going to put it in the oven at 200 degrees just for 10 minutes, so that will cook. So let's put that in the oven. Put it in there just for 10 minutes, and that will cook the bacon enough for us to be able to put it inside our pastry parcel. Because when we cook the pastry parcel, it will be cooked again, but it needs to be cooked first. Because if we don't cook meat properly, then that's got bacteria in that could go into our stomach and make us very poorly. So after 10 minutes, can you see? It's not crispy, but it's cooked. Cooked enough, and if it was a rasher, it would be cooked enough as well. So you can just take it out now and put it on the side to put inside your pastry case, or on top if you're going to have an open pastry. So if you don't want to make sausage rolls, you can do something else with your ready-made pastry. See, it comes on its own non-stick sheet, so that's really good. So it's really easy to pick up and manoeuvre. So if you wanted to, you could literally keep it as it is, as a whole sheet, put it onto a baking tray, cover it in tomato sauce, a bit like a pizza, and sprinkle your toppings on, and then put cheese on the top of that. Make sure you leave a little gap around the edges so that it curls up and it creates a nice edge to your pastry, and then that way all the topping doesn't fall off. And this is what we're going to be aiming for at the end when we finish making our tart. So I'd put it on my baking tray. Actually actually on the greaseproof paper that you've just taken out the packet and it's still on. That way it won't stick to the baking tray and it'll be easy to lift off and cut when you've finished. And then this is when you cover it with your tomato sauce and then put any topping you'd like and your cheese on top and cook that in the oven for about 20 minutes on 200 degrees. So just to recap, you added the tomato sauce which you spooned on and spread with the back of your spoon, added any toppings of your choice and then covered all those toppings with grated cheese. Now for the recipe for puff pastry parcels. Now this is my firm favourite and a favourite of my family's. Now, a bit like we did with the sausage rolls, I'm going to cover all the pastry in my tomato sauce, which is going to act like my glue. If you don't like tomato sauce, you really don't need to add it. You can simply brush the whole pastry with milk and that'll work as the glue instead. Or you can brush it with egg and then add all your toppings and seal it up. So I'm going to use a spoon to spoon it on and then use the back of the spoon to manoeuvre the tomato sauce all over the pastry. I might even use my brush to make sure I go around the edges because I don't want it too wet on the edges, but I do need it to be a little bit damp so that makes the pastry stick together. I don't want to put too much in because it will be very wet if I put too much in. So put that in the middle. This one's a bit bigger. This is a bigger portion size, this one. So you can cut your pastry into as many portions as you want. If you've got younger members of your family, they might want a smaller pastry. There we go. Then I'm going to use my brush to brush all around the edges. Remember, this is going to make the pastry wet and then it will make it stick together. So it's not going to be too tomatoey, and then just move that bit in the middle and do the same with this one. If we put too much sauce in, it'll become very wet and all seep out the edges. Right, let's do this one. And this one. And I've just used a normal jar of what we call passata or tomato sauce that you might put in your spaghetti bolognese. And it can come, one of the brands is Dolmio, but I certainly don't buy Dolmio. I would just buy a shop bought brand. So there you go. So all the edges are now nice and damp, so that will help the pastry come back together. Now you need to add all your other fillings. And I always add grated cheese. I use a mixture of grated cheese. This is a packet of ready grated cheese, but normally I'll just grate my own. A bit of cheddar and some mozzarella in all mixed together, and then it makes a really nice mix. The mozzarella melts really well and the cheddar gives it a nice flavour. Now I'm going to close these pastry parcels now, and it's totally up to you how you do them. So you can either move one side over to the other like that and close them like that, or move it to the middle. You could put one in the middle. Whoops. Difficult, tricky one-handed. Like that. Pinch them together like that. But I think I'm just going to put them over, push them down and make some little marks along the side. Like that. There we go. And that's one pastry parcel. And then this one, I'm going to do the same. Pinch them down on the edges. Like that. Pinch them down. Turn it round. Like that. And go on and do the other two. Right, so now I picked up my paper and just placed it on my baking sheet. I've just turned the edges underneath because if the paper's too long, it will burn at the edges, and then that burning smell will go into your cooking. So you just want to turn it in so there's not too much paper that's hanging off the edges. Then I've cracked an egg into a bowl. I'm just going to give it a little whisk with my fork. There we go. So now it's all beaten up, and then we're going to paint this egg on top of our pastry. There we go. Paint it on the top. This is going to make them really beautiful and golden and yellow. If you don't want to put egg on the top, or you're allergic to egg, then you can literally just use milk. Milk will do the same thing. It won't be quite so yellow, but it will be lovely and golden. And keep going until you've done them all. So now they're all covered in beautiful egg, and it's at this point I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, just for seasoning, because we haven't got any seasoning in there at all at the moment. Now they're ready to go in the oven. So our oven is lovely and hot at 200 degrees. And they're going to go in for about 30 minutes, but check them after 25. After 25, if they look done on top, you might want to flip them over to make sure the underneath is done too. So remember, you're going to check them after 25 minutes and maybe turn them over to make sure the bottom is done too. So they're all ready, and I've flipped them back over. Beautiful, ready to eat. Or leave them to go cold and you can have them cold for tea.